You've got me there. I know Spanish, English, Portuguese, and several indigenous languages, including Quiche and Nahuatl, but I have yet to learn the language of glyphs. Johanna Riggs outbid everyone. I had no idea a small museum like Beach Hill could afford such an expensive arrangement. Adios, Nancy. Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. Well, I heard the alarms going off, but it wasn't until Henry called me that I heard the news. I am not at liberty to say. I was there on business, Nancy, not for tea. I have diplomatic immunity, so I do not have to answer any questions. But I will, because I have nothing to hide. I was dropping off the monolith agreement for Joanna, as I said I would. If I can determine that the provenance documents are a fraud, this will be the first major step toward legal repatriation of the artwork, whenever and wherever it resurfaces. I feel my Nahuatl coming back to me already. Do you know what Sihuapili means? Princess or lady. I was running late. I just figured somebody tripped a wire and I kept going. Whew. I am sorry, Nancy. Behold! Our heroine emerges from the tomb, like a mermaid from the sea. An artifact's provenance is the story of its origin and ownership. For example, how it made its way from a temple at Chichen Itza to a museum in Washington, D.C. If the artifact's provenance reveals that it has been stolen, then that artifact must be returned to the country of its origin. No, not at all. Provenance documents are often tampered with or forged to cover up the theft. Because of this, thefts continue and a great deal of art is moved on the black market even today. Unethical art dealers and greedy museum curators do nothing to stop this, and a priceless chapter of history is rescued from obscurity. Way to go, Nancy! Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope? I am still not happy that such a rare find will have its debut exhibition on American soil. But in my country, too, there are people for whom money talks. I will take those documents now. My country will have its due, Nancy, even if I have to begin reclaiming its artifacts with my own 2 hands. Hello, Nancy. That I do not know. If Joanna Riggs or that overstuffed pillowhead Sinclair had any decency, they would take measures to see that all Maya artifacts were returned to Mexico at once where they belong. Today, finally, it is illegal among most civilized nations to remove an artifact from its native country. But sadly, there are thousands of precious antiquities with highly questionable provenance floating around the Western world. If the American public wants to see our art, they should come to Mexico. You may consider your mission accomplished. So, you're Joanna Riggs' newest pirate in training. How does it feel to join the ranks with the modern-day conquistadors? Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then, after I have looked it over. I have no answers for you there. You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers invaded Mexico, they became known as the conquistadors, or conquerors. They robbed the indigenous peoples of their wealth, not just their gold, but their artwork, their sacred objects. Anything they did not steal, they burned to the ground. Good work, my friend. I suppose you would like something in return? The Nahuatl word for snake is coatl, C-O-A-T-L. There is more. In the 19th century, archaeologists discovered the ruins of ancient civilizations predating even the Aztecs. Many of the dig sites were robbed, and the stolen artifacts were sold off to art museums and collectors around the world. She will get her insurance money and forget about Pakal in no time. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder if you can help me improve my memory too. That is terrible news. I hope it's not too serious. Henrik is a student of my culture and my heritage, not trying to buy and sell it. We don't agree on everything, especially not baseball, but I have nothing against him. I am almost certain that the provenance documents for the Pakal carving were falsified. I have asked Joanna to see the documents, but she evades me. If you can find that file in her office and bring it to me, I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot. It's not like her dog died. Then I would feel sorry for her. I would rather not discuss it. In Mexico, it is common knowledge that the carving was stolen from Pakal's tomb when it was first excavated, but no one has been able to prove it. Is it right for Joanna to deny me access to these documents? And besides, I will return the file as soon as I have the information I need. The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not? Yes, you should. He called shortly after the robbery. I presumed he was calling from the museum. Is that so strange? What do you need that word for? I called in that tip. She lied about the cinnabar, and you may not know this, but she has jeopardized the museum's finances with all of her wheeling and dealing. Why should she not be questioned? Of course, Sister Joanna couldn't possibly be a thief now, could she? Have you called the police? That artifact was lost to me as soon as it left Mexican soil. So my friend Pacal goes underground for a while until he is sold again. Suddenly, he turns up in Amsterdam or Hong Kong. Unless he is rightfully repatriated to Mexico, what's the difference? I have my sources.